Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's class, I will be explaining you the poem Dust of Snow from class 10. So firstly, we'll look at the surface meaning and then we'll go deeper into it. So let's begin by reading out the poem first. The way a crow swooped down on me, the dust of snow from a hemlock tree has given my heart a change of mood and saved some part of a day I had lived. So let's begin its explanation. So what here dust of snow means actually? Snow आप सबको पता ही है. Snow is here the snowfall. Many of you must have seen it. And here the fine particles of snow is referred to as dust of snow. All right. So the setting of this poem is in the winter season, wherein the poet may be either standing or sitting under a hemlock tree. So what happened actually is that hemlock tree is all covered with snow particles. Snow particles के साथ ये जो पूरा hemlock tree is covered. So what happened? A crow came from nowhere and sat on one of its branches and made movement, because of which some snow particles fell on the poet. Poet कहाँ है? इस tree के नीचे. So अब हुआ क्या? What crow's action actually did? It changed poet's mood. ये जो crow का action हुआ, जो snow particles poet के ऊपर आकर गिरे, there came a transition in his mood. Basically, initially he was very sad, he was hopeless, he was depressed. How I am getting to know that? From the next two lines. ये lines क्या हैं? And saved some part of a day I had rued. Rued here means repent, regret. The poet is telling that he must have spent all his rest of his day in repent, in regret. वो हो सकता था कि आगे का भी सारा दिन अपना रिग्रेट में ही बिता देता. अगर क्रो का ये एक्शन ना होता, ये जो स्नोफॉल है, जो डस्ट पार्टिकल्स क्रो के एक्शन से पोएट के ऊपर गिरे. ऑल राइट. सो दिस वॉज द सरफेस मीनिंग, बट what actually the poet is trying to convey through this poem has a very deep meaning. So in order to understand that, firstly we'll try to understand some of the poetic devices, and first one is symbolism. So here symbol you may be knowing as red color is the symbol of love. All right. White stands for prosperity and peace. All right. So here in this poem, hemlock basically is a poisonous tree with small white flowers, and poison, as we know, can lead to death. So here hemlock tree is a symbol of death. All right. Is associated to death. Now moving on to the next symbol, that is crow. Crow here is basically one of the is the bird which is considered the ugliest among all birds. ठीक है, ugly होता है. Crow is not. He must have used some other birds like sparrow, nightingale, but poet ने ऐसा नहीं किया. Poet ने crow को use करा. Again, crow here is considered as ill omen. Ill omen जिसको हम हिंदी में बोलते हैं अपशगुन मानते हैं ना. All right. And moreover, crow is a scavenger. एक scavenging bird है. Scavenger से आप क्या समझते हैं? Scavenger is a bird that feeds on dead remains. All right. So crow is also here a symbol of ill omen, and both of these crow and hemlock tree represent negativity. ये नेगेटिविटी के लिए यूज हो रहे हैं दोनों. ऑल राइट. एंड डस्ट ऑफ स्नो हेयर इज अ सिंबल ऑफ जॉय. ऑल राइट. सो व्हाट पोएट इज ट्राइंग टू से दैट even the negative things in our life can bring a positive change in ourselves. कि even those small and insignificant things to whom we don't give much importance, those things are also capable of bringing a great change. A great change means a positive change basically. So this was the theme of the poem, and now we'll move on to the next poetic device, that is alliteration. Alliteration is basically the occurrence of same sound in the beginning of the closely placed word. All right, जो पास पास वर्ड जुड़े हो तो वहां पर जो एक सेम साउंड आपको नजर आए, तो जैसे मुझे यहाँ नजर आ रहा है हैज गिवन माई हार्ट, हैज गिवन माई हार्ट एंड सेव्ड सम पार्ट। यहाँ पर आप देख रहे हो बिगनिंग जो है इन वर्ड्स की दैट इज गिविंग अस द सेम साउंड। ऑल राइट, एंड ये वर्ड्स बड़े क्लोजली प्लेस्ड है इन अ सेंटेंस। सो दीज टू आर द एग्जाम्पल्स ऑफ एलिटरेशन हियर। And moving on to the next poetic device, that is enjambment. Enjambment here means the same sentence continues to the next line without use of any punctuation mark. If you have closely observed this poem, right from the beginning, you can see only one punctuation mark here at the end. All right, सिर्फ एक ही punctuation mark है और वो भी अंत में, ठीक है? It means the line is connecting to the next line without use of any punctuation marks. So the whole entire poem is an example of this poetic device, that is enjambment. All right. Moving on to the next poetic device, that is metaphor. What is metaphor? Metaphor is basically when an indirect comparison has been made between two things. Here, the poet called the snowflakes. He referred the snowflake. He didn't say that snowflakes are like dust. He told that here the snow is basically the dust. All right. So here the comparison has been made without using any word like and as. So this is the example of metaphor. Next one is assonance. The prominence of a vowel sound throughout a line. एक किसी लाइन में आपको जब कोई भी एक vowel sound जो आपकी prominent रहे, जो आवाज उसकी prominent रहे. So here, this is the line. Shook down on me. Shook down on me. So आप देख सकते हैं in between the words यहाँ पर जो O sound है that is prominent and O is a vowel. All right. So this is the example of assonance. So what left is rhyming scheme. How to find out this rhyming scheme? This is very simple. What you need to do is you need to judge the sound of the last word of a given line. So यहाँ पर the way a crow, O sound आ रही है, हम sound को देखेंगे not the letter. All right, stress is being given to the sound crow. तो O sound को मैंने mark दे दिया A. Shook down on me, E. ई साउंड आ रही है, ई को मैंने दे दिया लेटर बी. द डस्ट ऑफ स्नो, ओ. ओ देखो यहाँ रेपिटेशन में है, यहाँ पर भी क्रो, ओ, स्नो, ओ. तो यहाँ पर मैं इसको अगेन ए मार्क कर दूंगी क्योंकि ये साउंड जो है वो इससे मेल खा रही है. एंड देन फ्रॉम अ हेमलॉक ट्री, ई, मी, ट्री. So both the sounds are same, तो इसको मैं B mark कर दूंगी. So what will be the rhyming scheme of this stanza? That will come out to be A, B, A, B. I hope so this is clear to you. In the same manner, you will find out the rhyming scheme of the next stanza. So let's discuss the question from this poem, जो इस year board exams में आया था. So I am reading out the question for you. The question says, what mood of the poet is reflected in the poem Dust of Snow initially? Starting में poet का क्या mood जो है वो reflect किया गया है इस poem में. So there are so many words that you can use to reflect the mood of the poet. हम क्या क्या use कर सकते हैं? मैंने आपको बताया था poet क्या है? Sad. Poet क्या है? Unhappy. Poet क्या है? Hopeless. Poet क्या है? Depressed. Despair. He was in despair. तो कोई भी आप इनमें से word use करके poet के mood को reflect कर सकते हैं. All right. And this question has second part, which is what images are used by the poet to bring about the effect. अच्छा, इस इफेक्ट को बताने के लिए पोएट ने कौन सी इमेजेस यूज करी हैं? ऑब्वियसली पोएट ने क्रो का यूज करा है, ठीक है, क्रो एक ऐसा बर्ड है विच इज कंसीडर्ड एज एन इल ओमेन, आप यही लिखेंगे, ठीक है। अदरवाइज अगर वो अच्छे मूड में होता तो पॉजिटिव चीजें ही आती उसके माइंड में, और वो किसी भी अच्छे वर्ड को जो मतलब कि पॉजिटिव साइड दिखाते हैं उनको यूज कर सकता था यहाँ पे। ही मस्ट हैव यूज स्पैरो, नाइटिंगेल, ऑलराइट, बट ही डिडंट डू दैट, उसने ऐसा नहीं करा। एंड द नेक्स्ट वन इज ही यूज्ड हेमलॉक ट्री, हेमलॉक विच इज अ पॉइजनस ट्री, ऑलराइट, ही मस्ट हैव यूज्ड मैपल ट्री, ओक ट्री, इफ ही वुड हैव बीन इन अ गुड मूड, ऑलराइट, बट उसने ऐसा नहीं करा, उसने हेमलॉक ट्री को यूज करा। अगेन आप एक्सप्लेन कर देंगे व्हाई, बिकॉज दिस इज अ पॉइजनस ट्री, ऑलराइट, और बाद में आप एंड में आप बता सकते हैं एंड बोथ दीज नेगेटिव थिंग्स ब्रॉट अ पॉजिटिव चेंज इन हिज लाइफ, उसका मूड जो है वो बदल कर रख दिया। आई होप सो द पोएम इज वेरी क्लियर टू यू, क्रिस्टल क्लियर। If still you have any doubt, please comment me in the comment section. If you like this video, please share it with your friends Dil Kholkar, and do comment me in the comment box and do subscribe my channel. मिलते हैं next video में. Till then, bye bye.